What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? How's everyone handling that embarrassment that we went through? Because to be honest, like, just looking at that match, like I really thought, right, and I was explaining this in the beginning of the video. I really thought that Barcelona were going to pull through. I thought that Barcelona were going to get at least a 2-0, 3, or maybe even a 3-1 win at the Camp Nou, but it just wasn't the case. It really wasn't the case because I don't know, man. I just thought that Barcelona were going to pull through, but they didn't. Because if you actually think about it, you look at the starting lineup that Koeman placed on the field. It was Jordi Alba on the left, Langley and Gerard Piqué as the center back duo, and then we had Busquets in that central defensive midfield position. Those are four players, right? Four players that participated in the match against Roma. In the Anfield against Liverpool and against Bayern Munich, right? It has already been proven that when you start those four players in the starting 11, there might be a chance that we could go through an embarrassment. And like in my previous live and on my YouTube, I was also explaining that this could easily be fixed, right? We could use Jordi Alba, we could use Pique, we could use Sergio Busquets, but the last thing you want to do is to place Langley right next to Pique, because that's never going to work out. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I talked about this last time. I talked about how Langley is just not mobile enough to compete against a player like Kylian Mbappe. Pochettino did see that, right, throughout the game. Like, it only took him about 15 to 20, actually maybe into the second half, for him to realize and say that, wait a minute, Langley does not look like he's ready to defend against a great pacey player. Let's move Kylian Mbappe more centrally, right? He told Kylian Mbappe, look, these are going to be your instructions. You don't have to work around Serginho Dest, because Dest is a player that can compete with you when it comes to the pace, the speed. He will track you down. But let's just put you more into the center and just see what happens. Go through that three diamond players, which is Busquets, Langley, and Piqué, and just see what happens. Run through there and see what happens. And that is exactly what Kylian Mbappe did do in the second half, throughout the whole course of the second half of the game. And that is why it worked out so well for PSG. That is why they scored 3 goals in the second half, because that game plan did work. Pochettino knew the vulnerability that this Barcelona team did have, and it was through the center. It was quite clear. Instead of Kylian Mbappe's original idea with Pochettino was, okay, instead of working around Serginho Dest and try to make those runs, right, on Serginho Dest right side, let's have Kylian Mbappe receive the ball and go on Serginho Dest's left side and go more centrally. That's how simple it was. That's literally all it took for Pochettino to take down Barcelona. It was that small tweak. And notice how, like, those small details can completely change the whole course of the results. And so it's staggering to me, right? I'm trying to read your guys' let's see. I don't even know where to start. Let's see. How do you feel about the loss? I just feel like we could have done more. I feel like Koeman could have done more. I feel like he should have learned his lesson from the previous 2 Champions Leagues, right? Why would you start Langley, Piqué, Busquets, and then Jordi Alba on the left? You were asking for a disaster. I can't wait for Ronald Araujo to return. Yeah, I can't wait to see Ronald Araujo to come back to this Barcelona defensive line, because I just think that looking at this game, Araujo is greatly needed for Koeman's Barcelona. This game showed that Araujo is very important to Barcelona's starting 11. Ronald Araujo deserves to start, and I do think that going into the second leg, I don't see PSG scoring 4 goals up against Barcelona, but I do see them scoring up against Barcelona. I don't know how many, but I do think that Barcelona is going to be more defensively prepared. But is that going to be enough for Barcelona to not concede any goals in France, right? That's going to be the ultimate question. And the other question is going to be, is our attack going to be good enough going up against PSG? Is Ansu Fati going to be starting? Because looking at how Piqué just started after, like, being away from game time, right, for the past 2 or 3 months, and seeing how he just started, out of nowhere up against PSG, I have no doubt that Koeman is going to go into that second leg, and once he sees Ansu Fati finally returning and getting the green light from the medical team, he is going to use him right away. I do see Koeman using Ansu Fati right away. I do see Ansu Fati playing as a left winger alongside Messi and Dembele. I think that that's going to be the game plan, because I just believe that when you do have a pacey player on the right and a pacey player on the left, it's just going to bring more solutions towards your team, more options towards your team. And yeah, is Kevin finally going live early? Damn, PSG really did hurt you. Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I'm going live right now is because I do have class in about 10 minutes, so I'd rather just bang this in right now. Disgusting match to watch. Yes, it was a complete embarrassment. Longley out, Pique out, Sergio Busquets out, and Jordi Alba out. No, that's not the point that I'm trying to make. I don't know if you guys have seen, right? Like on TV, Pique was screaming at the players. He was screaming at Antoine Griezmann. He was screaming at Busquets, screaming at Jordi Alba, and saying like, "Look, what are we doing here? Like, we're running all over the place because they're controlling the tempo. They're the players that are controlling this game. We're not controlling this game. We're supposed to be the ones controlling the tempo and the game. We're not doing any of that. PSG is completely running towards us. What's going on, right? That was basically what Pique was trying to say to the players on the field, because after those first 10 minutes of the first half, right, Barcelona completely lost their control. PSG were completely running down Barcelona, and Piqué knew that. And that is the type of captain we need in that defensive line. And so I do not want Piqué out. I think that he still has a spot in this team, but he does need to have the correct center back alongside with him. Koeman was not smart enough in today's game to figure that out. The answer was not Lenglet. It was not Lenglet. And we saw that play out inside the box. Kylian Mbappe was so good at knowing who was going to be the weakest player in that defensive line, and he took him down so easily. And that goal from Kylian Mbappe really reminded me of the 2018 World Cup goal against Argentina, where he took down like a couple of defenders and then scored that goal with his left foot. It's very similar. So no, I do not think that Piqué is going to be out. I don't see Sergio Busquets being out either, but I do see Longley being out. I really do see that player being out, especially when that new president does come in. I do see Longley coming out. And let me tell you guys, I know that we have heard recent reports and stories about Barcelona extending the contract of Longley. They did that for a reason. They did that to keep the value of Longley, to sell him as much as possible, to get the most value from this player as much as possible. They did that for a reason. So it's not just because they believe that they could keep him for the next 4 to 5 years. If he needs to be sold, Barcelona know that yes, we can sell you, and you're probably going to be in the range of around 30 million euros, 40 million euros. If Araujo was here, he would have won. No, I don't even think that if Ronald Araujo was there, we would have won. I do think that Barcelona would have conceded less. When is Ansu Fati coming back? Ansu Fati is going to be coming back by the end of this month, or around the beginning of March, and by that time, before the second leg does come back, I see Ansu Fati playing in that second leg. I see Ansu Fati being implemented into the starting 11 immediately, because I know how Koeman is, and seeing what he has done with Piqué, there is something to learn from how Koeman likes to set his players throughout the season. Possible for another remontada. That's only possible if Barcelona go into this game with the correct mindset. If Barcelona do not go in with the correct mindset and they don't believe that they could come back, then I just don't see it happening. I really don't. And looking at the mindset and how they approach PSG in today's game, if we approach them in the exact same way, it's not going to be happening. So a massive change needs to happen. And I think that the first step towards having a remontada against PSG in the second leg would be to beat Sevilla first in the Copa del Rey. That is our first mini remontada. We have to beat that 2-0 deficit against Sevilla That is the first step. If we could do that, then there is a chance that this Barcelona team would be ready and peak at the right time to do another remontada against PSG. But it's going to be extremely hard. Do you think we have a better shot versus Sevilla or PSG? Sevilla. And I'm saying this again. The biggest chance of us winning a trophy would be the Copa del Rey, and then it would be La Liga, and then the Champions League. Man, I can't even look at TikTok. Everyone hates. Yeah, I mean, TikTok is full of people who are like around the age of 10 to like 15 years old. It's just, it's normal. I was like that too on Bleacher Report. So, yeah. If you can't take comments like that, just go like on Instagram or something. Proper arguments. If they can score 4, we can score 6. Yeah, that is exactly what the coach did say. But the coach is not here today. That coach is gone. Who knows if Barcelona is going to be able to compete against this deficit? We don't deserve Lionel Messi. I think that we do. I think that Barcelona as a club deserves Messi. Mbappe is world class. Yeah, Kylian Mbappe is world class, and that is the reason why I was explaining this in the past 2 videos in the pre-match preview. Everyone was saying like, "Oh no, Kylian Mbappe is not going to be the only threat." They also have Keane and some other players in that front line. But I said time and time again, this is a PSG team that does not have an identity yet. This is a brand new PSG team under Pochettino. They do not know how they're going to be playing for the next couple of games. They don't know how this PSG team is going to be looking like by the next season. So what are they going to do? What they're going to do is just try to bet on their best players that they have in their disposal. Get the ball as soon as possible, win possession, and pass it towards Kylian Mbappe. That is the only thing they could do because they don't have an identity. And that's normal. Every team goes through that. Every team does go through that. When a team... Ronald Koeman showed that with Barcelona in the beginning of the season. When this team did not have an identity yet, we fall through Lionel Messi. Now, this is a team that scores with Frankie de Jong. This is a team that scores with Antoine Griezmann, Dembélé. We've been showing that for the past couple of games, right? But we fell through up against PSG. But I don't know how I got to Mbappe is world class. Yeah. I don't know how I got to that conversation. But yeah, Kylian Mbappe is, he's world class. Kylian Mbappe is world class, and I explained time and time again, we should be very careful with that player. And Barcelona, we're not careful enough. You know what's crazy? Why do I feel like we are doing a better job on knowing what's going to be the biggest threat for Barcelona than Ronald Koeman, right? Because if he was to know that, he would put Mingueza right next to Gerard Pique, right? He would not put Frankie de Jong as a center back in second half. Like, he would not make those type of decisions, right? I don't get it. I don't get how that's another conversation, right? I don't get how you put Frankie de Jong as a center back while he was actually one of the only players that gave you that goal threat. He made that run in the first half of this game in the penalty box where Messi found him perfectly. And that is how we scored, and that is how we scored the first goal. Why couldn't we do more of that? Why would you put Frankie de Jong in that defensive line? That makes no... And I question the substitutions of Koeman. Like, I praise you for what you have done, for bringing an emerging Pedri and Ansu Fati and all of these youngsters, Mingueza, Ronald Araujo, Dest, whatever, right? It's great. I love that. I love what Ronald Koeman is doing. But I just think that the substitutions and the decision making that he's doing throughout the games is just not good enough. It's not good enough, and I do think that it is going to greatly harm Ronald Koeman in the future. That was our strongest 11 too. Yes, that was our strongest 11 available. We had other players that were injured, right? But it's just unfortunate. We need to get a new president. Yeah, I do think that a solution is a new president, but that's not going to be a short-term solution. Bringing in a new president is going to be the beginning of building a foundation in a certain club. That is what it's used for. It's not just a short-term solution where the president is literally going to come on the field and score a hat-trick against PSG. That's not how it's going to work. What do you think about Barcelona after yesterday's loss? That's crazy how you said yesterday, because for me, it's a couple of hours ago. Time difference. Do you think they can win the second leg? Yeah. It's possible. But do I think that's going to be enough to come back? I have no idea. If Barcelona wins 3-0, and that's what bothers me the most, is that if Barcelona wins 3-0, If Barcelona wins 3-0, PSG still go through. I miss 2015. Yeah, me too. Des needs to be appreciated as a Mexico. Des needs to be appreciated as a Mexico fan. Kind of jealous we don't have that type of talent, but as a Barca fan, he did great job versus Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, I think that Sergio Des did very well on that right side. He did not look 100% fresh, but he did very well when it comes to keeping up with Kylian Mbappe. But it was that tactical tweak. It was that smart move coming from Pochettino to say that get away from Dest, get yourself more centralized on the pitch, because the weakest area in this Barcelona defensive line is through the middle, is between Busquets, Lenglet, and Gerard Piqué. And this is another thing that bothers me the most, right? Is the fact that if you want to compete and you want to be a great team again, you cannot continue to have those leaks in your defensive line. You cannot continue to have those weak areas in your defensive line or in the midfield line. You cannot have that. You cannot just say to your team and say, go through those areas where they are found to be the most vulnerable. Barcelona cannot be like that. If Barcelona want to be great, we have to be strong in all areas. We cannot continue to give out weaknesses like that. And so a massive rehaul does need to happen in that defensive line, not throughout the whole team. I do think that this is still a Barcelona team that has a great foundation, but in that defensive line, there's some tweaks that need to be made. And I really wish Koundé could come to Barcelona. I really wish that. I'm a big fan of Koundé. Like, yeah, like I just wish Koundé could come. I wish that could be it, but we don't have money. So, yeah, that's just where I stand right now. Bro, at this point we could get humiliated because we play it's the same defense for 5 years and we lose and repeat the exact same lineup. Yeah, the exact same lineup that was placed against PSG was placed against Liverpool and Bayern Munich. It's like Koeman did not learn a single lesson from those matches. Do you see? Did you see the argument between Gerard Piqué and Antoine Griezmann? Yes, it is because it's due to frustration. It's very simple. It's due to frustration, and Piqué was there to command and act as a captain, which is something that we have talked about before. That is his role. What do you think about a comeback? A comeback it's possible, but it's a slight chance. I just don't see. I can't. I'm not comfortable with telling you that Barcelona have a 50% chance of coming back in this match. I just don't see that happening. I think that there's a 20% chance of Barcelona coming back. And Barcelona can actually win against PSG. They could win in France, but the question is it going to be enough? That is the biggest question. Could we score 4 goals in France? We now them to replace Busquets. Yeah, I think that's another thing that I really wish could have happened in the summer. Is that I wish Wijnaldum was in this team right now to completely shut down Kylian Mbappe, because Kylian Mbappe was just walking through Busquets. He was walking through Busquets. He was not running through Busquets. He was walking through Busquets. And that is why you see that picture of Gerard Piqué pulling the shirt of Kylian Mbappe. There's a picture. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but Piqué was pulling the shirt of Kylian Mbappe. Why? It was because Kylian Mbappe was walking through the middle, because there was no defensive coverage through inside the midfield. And poor Pedri, right? Poor Pedri. He could not do anything. And he's young. I have nothing to say about Pedri. But I do have one last thing to say though. I just think that even no matter how this season does go, right? We're getting very close to March. I want you guys to know that right now. We're getting very close to March. I don't care how this season does go, because I do think that once a president does come in and has a proper plan in place, this Barcelona team is going to go back to where it used to be. And I do think that regardless if it's going to be Koeman or Xavi Hernandez, I do think that eventually this is going to be a Barcelona team where we are going to see this Barcelona team come back to where it used to be, where they used to be very dominant in the world of football. I really do see that happening. And I do see Xavi Hernandez coming eventually. And notice something, right? Notice how Xavi Hernandez was speaking right after that match. He was saying, I don't like to hide, but I do want to be the coach of FC Barcelona. Xavi Hernandez is very eager to become the coach of Barcelona. And I do think that even though he likes to be professional, he's not doing a great job at hiding that, and that's okay. If Xavi Hernandez is very eager to coach this Barca squad, let him come. And I think that there's a 50% chance that Koeman is going to be staying in the summer. And I'm not saying this based off because of this result. I'm not saying, because Barcelona lost 4-1, I want Koeman out. I'm just saying that because a new president is going to be coming in, and they're going to be wanting to do a couple of changes. But eventually, we are going to see this Barcelona team come back to where it used to be. The foundation is here. The foundation exists in this club. The players are here to make it work. We just need the right trainer and the right resources, right? Dinero, money, to make it happen. Let me see. I'm trying to run through these comments. Let's see. Now Barcelona should focus on... Okay, so he was basically asking, what should Barcelona focus on now? I think that we should just continue to focus on La Liga. I think that La Liga will be a great title to win under this Barcelona. When will Araujo play in the next game? Yes, I do see Araujo playing in the next game. It's going to be against Cadiz on Sunday. Kevin, to be honest, Busquets shouldn't be in Barcelona next year. It's like Koeman is married to Busquets. Come on, play Puig and let him feed Messi, Dembele, Griezmann, and De Jong. If you're talking about playing Riqui Puig in the central defensive midfield role, I don't see that happening. I do see Pique. I still see Pique in this Barcelona team, but I don't see him starting next season. I don't see Busquets starting next season for sure. With the new president comes new demands. I just see everything being completely... rejuvenated. I do see a complete restart, and so they're still going to be there, but they're going to be taking a massive step down. I do not see Frankie De Jong playing as a central defensive midfielder. I do see a player like Jandro coming into the first team and playing as a central defensive midfielder, and I do see Pedri and De Jong playing as interiors. Something that I did talk about in my Instagram post. You guys can go check that out. Is the Champions League over, right? No, the Champions League is not over. I still think that I'm still going to have enough strength to say through YouTube and Instagram that Barcelona have a chance to win up against PSG, and we could go through. And then if Barcelona in the next round go up against Bayern or Manchester City, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just pray and hope to God that we don't get humiliated. Let's see. Kevin, Puig needs to start. Yeah, Riqui Puig needs to start. I have no complaints about that. Let's see. It's sad that we are going to go out like this. Yes, but it is not over. I don't see it being over. I see Barcelona at least fighting back in France. But the question is going to be remaining the same. Are they going to be doing enough? And it's going to be taking a lot. Like, every player is going to be in order for us to come back, it does take a lot. To, like, physically, it's going to be taking a lot from this team to come back. Like, physically, we're really going to have to really pressure PSG and get the ball quickly as possible into our final third area. Like, we're going to have to be 100% fit by that time. It's just not about, like, being mentally prepared that, okay, let's do it, right? I believe we can. You have to be physically prepared to be able to complete a remontada. If Fati comes back, Griezmann is going to be sitting out. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that if Ansu Fati comes back and he provides great results and provides better and different solutions, I do see Antoine Griezmann sitting down in some occasions. He won't be playing as consistently as we have been seeing in the past few weeks. But I do see Ansu Fati. I do see Ansu Fati as the first choice under Koeman because on that left side we need a player that can take down players like how Kylian Mbappe was doing to Barcelona. We need a player like that, right? Dembele has been doing it, and Dembele has been doing a tremendous job on the right side. But we need a player that can take down players and score. Dembele is a player that can take down players and cross. Two different players. I think that Ansu Fati will bring something very different and something that we did not know we needed in the past from the past couple of weeks. I think that he will do a tremendous job. Dembele has to fix his decision making. Yeah, I do think that Dembele does need to fix his decision making. I cannot believe that he missed that sitter. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was in the beginning of the first half. I think in the first 1 to 15 minutes. Messi regained possession, passed it towards Dembele, and he completely bottled that chance to score and make it 2-0. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a chance for Dembele to score a goal, but he cannot miss goals like that. Dembele cannot miss chances like that inside the box. Go back into that moment. You guys will find it. You cannot miss chances. It completely reminded me of Messi finding the pass towards Dembele against Liverpool, and Dembele completely bottled that and could have made it 4-0 at the Camp Nou. Everybody's hating. Yeah, this is not a time for us Barcelona fans to hate against this Barcelona squad. This is a time to be fully backing this squad. There is no reason to feel some sort of like I don't want you guys to feel tense, right? Don't feel hate towards these players. You need to understand the circumstances and what has been going on with this Barcelona squad. And I just think that we can pull through. And good times are going to be coming very, very soon. I do think that in the next season, we could see the beginning of Barcelona really building towards something. But the foundation in this squad, thanks to Koeman, is already here. Do we get money if Messi leaves in the summer? No, I think that we will lose money if Messi leaves in the summer due to the amount of revenue he brings in. What should our lineup look like for the second leg with Ronald Araujo? Okay, so for the second leg, I'm going to be going all out, and I'm going to assume that Ansu Fati comes back. This is how I would place the starting 11 against PSG in the second leg. I will put Ter Stegen in goal. The defensive line is going to be Jordi Alba, Ronald Araujo, and Gerard Pique, and Serginho Dest on the right. The midfield is going to be, you know what? I'm going to have to say, yeah, I'm gonna just say it. I'm just going to. The midfield is going to be Frenkie De Jong, Ricky Puig, and Pedri. I want those three midfielders in the midfield. I'm just going to say Frenkie De Jong should play as a central defensive midfielder in that game. And then the front three is going to be Dembele on the right, Messi in the middle, and Ansu Fati on the left. That is going to be a team that could bring results towards PSG in the second leg, and that I believe will be capable enough to bring a remontada. But I find, oh my god, I have poor connection. Do I have poor connection? Okay, never mind. But I find it very hard for Koeman to place a starting 11 like that. I don't see Koeman placing a starting 11 like that. But that's what I would want, and I believe that many of us fans would want to see that. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona post-match review on IG Live. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube, so say hi, like everyone comment, say hi to YouTube. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Everyone say hi, just hit the like button, whatever, the heart comment. Everyone just say bye. Thanks guys for joining in. Trying to scroll down where everyone say hi. I'm going to post it on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Again, it was a very devastating loss. But I do think that there is a chance for us to pull through. Yeah, there's a chance to pull through, and I do think that we'll see how it goes. I have no idea how it's going to go down, but there is a chance. But everyone say hi. Shout out to everyone here that join the IG live. Thank you guys so much for joining in, and I'll see you guys next time.